Motorcycle riding is a dangerous activity, even when you're doing everything right and fully geared up. The more dumb decisions you make, the higher percentage chance you have of getting into an accident, getting hurt, and potentially losing your life. Don't forget to like the video to raise more awareness, share the video, and subscribe for more. Why did this biker crash? Leave a comment below with what you think. This is why you always want to be looking as far ahead down the road as you can, especially through turns. This biker did an awesome job identifying a potential threat and taking action to avoid a collision. Always look through turns to identify potential hazards up ahead. If you see something, reduce your speed and adjust lane positioning to give yourself more space cushion. Also notice the rear wheel skid and how the bike snaps back into alignment when the rider suddenly jumps off that rear brake. This is the exact cause of a high side crash and one you can avoid by letting off that rear brake slowly. This rider got very lucky things didn't go badly here. This is why following distance on a motorcycle is so important. If you see that space cushion in front of you starting to shrink, apply smooth braking so you can maintain space cushion. You should never let it get this close. And if you do stop without hitting, make sure you're aware of what's coming up behind you.
That was crazy. I didn't hit you. My tire scraped your tow hitch a little bit. It shouldn't leave any dent, but I want you to check. It's right there on the little hook thing. No hit. I got a video if you need to see it.
And just to translate this part, the driver of the Bronco is saying, "You're kind of riding like an idiot on that motorcycle. You should really consider subscribing to Instructor Cory on YouTube." Speeding through heavy traffic and trying to overtake multiple vehicles through curves, what could possibly go wrong? Identifying vehicle body language is one of your best tools for safety as a motorcycle rider. This biker did well to adjust their lane position and slow down to avoid any issue. Always have at least one escape route while riding. Do you think this was the motorcycle rider's fault or the car driver's? Let us know in the comments. You already know what I think about this. Notice just how far this motorcycle is leaned over compared to the rider's body position on the bike, which is actually leaning the opposite direction. This crash could have been easily avoided with some beginner motorcycle training. Also, I know your adrenaline's going through the roof in this situation, but if your buddy crashes a quarter mile down the road behind you, don't get off your bike and go running down the road to get to them. Turn your bike around and go ride down there. If someone is severely injured, every second matters. When you're speeding, treating the public road like a racetrack, and don't have any skills, this is the result. This group also does several things wrong after the crash that could put this rider's life in even more danger. In most cases, you shouldn't remove a rider's helmet after a motorcycle crash. Taking off the helmet could potentially worsen any head, neck, or spine injuries they might have sustained. There's a few exceptions where removing the helmet might be necessary, such as if the rider's not breathing and the helmet's obstructing their airway. In that case, you might have to remove their helmet to perform CPR. You should avoid giving someone water after they've crashed their motorcycle. The person might have internal injuries or be in shock, and drinking water could complicate medical procedures if they need surgery. It's best to wait for trained emergency responders to assess the situation and provide the necessary care. If you don't know what you're doing, don't worsen the situation. Treat roundabouts like an intersection and anticipate other vehicles will cut you off. In this unfortunate clip, a deer runs across the road and runs right into a fence. As a rider, we not only need to anticipate animals crossing the roadway, but if we see something like this, don't be distracted by it and allow yourself to get hit by another vehicle. If you want to go give the animal some help, pull yourself off the road safely. If you need a reminder not to do high-speed wheelies on the highway, you're part of the problem.
Tell you something, when you see somebody with an outlaw, you ask to pass them. You don't just zoom around them, alright? That shit'll get you up.
If you identify hazards up ahead coming into your lane, reduce your speed, adjust your positioning, and try and pull yourself over onto the side. And if you manage to avoid one hazard, don't move yourself back into the center to encounter another. This is why it's important to always maintain situational awareness on a motorcycle and perform over-the-shoulder head checks before you make any maneuvers. You never know what could be hiding in your blind spot. If you're gonna ride tail of the dragon, anticipate stupid people doing stupid stuff.
God, man! Hey, it's cool. We're good, man. Sorry about that. Just got scared out of me.
As a biker, this is the worst reaction you can have in this situation, taking your hands off the bars and throwing them up in the air like what the hell. If you see a hazard like this, you need your hands near your controls, ready to maneuver and take action.
Oh my God.
As a rider, it's your responsibility to identify threats and hazards ahead of time and take necessary actions to avoid an issue. Spotting this car coming down the on-ramp and some smooth braking would easily solve this problem. This is basically the opposite of the last clip, where now the rider is the one merging onto the highway. In this case, it's still our responsibility to yield to other vehicles if you want to survive. Rainy conditions equals reduced traction. Make sure you're super smooth on your controls and wearing full gear. Don't have much to say about this one other than if you keep riding like this, eventually the bug is going to go splat. Motorcycles are harder to see than cars or trucks, even when you're looking for them. Riding distracted is a bad idea, and one that can get you killed. Notice how the car stops for the pedestrians in the crosswalk, like they're supposed to. But does this biker have any clue what's going on?
What the doing?
Imagine crashing at these speeds. Maintaining a space cushion in heavy traffic like this will help supply you and other drivers with a margin for error. Imagine you're in this situation on your motorcycle. Instead of blaming the driver here, think about what you could improve on to keep yourself safe in the future. Also notice how after the incident's avoided, this rider proceeds to chase this vehicle down through traffic and harass them. If they didn't see you in the first place, several minutes later, they're going to have no idea who you are. Instead of road raging on your motorcycle, be grateful you didn't have a crash, learn something from it, and make smarter decisions in the future. As soon as you see the side of a vehicle up ahead, anticipate they're going to pull out in front of you. Also, don't wear a stupid helmet cover like this that's going to obstruct your vision. The bunny ears might look real cute to your 5-year-old niece, but they're going to get you killed. After watching this clip in its entirety, I fully understand why this biker's name is Hard Rides.
Not my drink. I would lane filter, but I'm afraid that the inertia force is what's making that leak.
Motorcycle riding is a dangerous activity, even when you're doing everything right and fully geared up. The more dumb decisions you make, the higher percentage chance you have of getting into an accident, getting hurt, and potentially losing your life. Don't forget to like the video to raise more awareness, share the video, and subscribe for more.